Hello guys, just letting you know I'm not a master builder or anything. I will be, maybe just a builder, not a master. Wanted to show you the garage. My my family gave me the two-car garage, and I don't have to worry about the struggles of sharing. 90% of the stuff is hobby related, and I'll just go over the nuances of the two channels of aisleways that I have and what I've configured the workbenches to do. I don't have a massive workbench to build an airplane. These are small tables. And in this room is all my various stuff associated with RC hobbies and some lawn equipment. Wanted to show you airplane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to call that one an airplane. It's rubber band. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I know I've miscounted. I know. Somewhere there's another airplane. Isn't that hilarious? Oh, 15. So yeah, in the shop I have 15 airplanes. And I have some in the house too. I'm trying to get them in here. This was my accomplishment last night. It's a little 40 that clears the garage door. Check this out. I apologize, this video will be long, but I just think y'all will enjoy it. That is some tolerance. All right, I'm going to pause the video and set up for the next filming section. Hold on. This is a plastic weighted build stand for motors. So RC motors, I clamp in. I got my fuel tank in a case here, and all the associated things that I need to fire up a a glow motor. A 12-volt distribution block, the onboard or the glow driver, so I can just pop it on and put my engine here. I take this out to the driveway and fire them up. I have on contract a receiver hitch for my SUV being custom made to an engine stand that will accommodate my biggest motor, which is going to be, I haven't purchased it yet, it's going to be a Sato 60cc 3-cylinder 4-stroke. Table saw. This workbench will accommodate some type of building. Specifically, I would like it to be electronic related. So when you're installing servos and receivers and your airplane is almost out the door, that's what this workbench will be for, with its various storage underneath. This is a dirty and cluttered electronic setup. This is where I do soldering. This is where I do servo extension manufacturing. And it's all electronic related. DC power supply over here on this roll around cart. Various battery related to the hobbies. This is my electrical box. Everything is portable because my intention with the hobby is to go to a newbie's home, and my boxes, I know what they do. And so if I want to go over to someone's house and help them, I can grab a box and go for the most important things. So, I'll give you an example. My servo testers are here. My batteries and an extra servo is there for testing. This side is various inputs to the various chargers I have. I have 3 chargers. One's a 4-channel, and the various implementations for checking batteries and charging batteries. I don't have very large batteries because I'm not an electric guy that much. But what I do have are all the medium, small batteries. They're all LiPo. And they're at the bottom here. This top one here is nothing but building custom servo extensions. Sorry. This one is various extensions, servo extensions that are already done. And then this is various charging apparatuses for the various batteries that I have. So inside these cavities are specific related items for charging batteries and building headers of other types. And this one is your breakout boards. And this one over here is related to banana plugs and those type of connectors. And then the coolest thing about this box, and I know Plano's expensive, but man, my intention is to like go on the road. A 30 amp power supply. So this box is electrical related with USB charging outputs as well, so I can charge my phone. All right, pausing the video and showing you the next stage. On-demand bins. I can take a bin that is specific for whatever I'm doing and pull it off of these shelves and take it to the model airplane. These are various spinners, receiver batteries, on-off switches, Ys, extensions. This area are building materials, such as foam. Also, props are at the very bottom. My biggest prop that I have in this house is a 17. It's in the left side. My right side are smaller than, I think 14 is my cutoff. So the smallest prop ever to size, man, I think it's 14. I'll get these labeled. And then my big props. For me, big props. As you know, I'll progress. I'm just doing this at my own rate. Various documentations for all the craft and all the hobbies that I have. I'm not that anal to where they're organized, but a Cloud Dancer. Here's the manual for it, and various manuals for aircraft are in here. That's what this is. This is my documentation setup. Pausing the video. This is my tool workbench. Now, I had this great vision that, you know, I'm out of space. I got a 2-car garage, and I'm eventually going to be building larger airplanes, and I'm going to run out of space. I'm going to take all these tables and various tables and probably sell them or whatever, Craigslist or whatever. But for right now, to save space, I did what I think is a pretty neat little thing. It's going to be very hard to show you this, but you see my vise here? It's on a solid piano hinge. And I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand, but the point is, I can take my vise and clip it in, okay? I can take my press, same thing, and clip it in. I can take my wood sander, and it has 2 items. And when they're all up, I have room to drill into pipe or whatnot without the interference of all this mechanical stuff in the way. I'm going to pause the video and show you the other configuration. Okay, they're up and out of the way, and I have a straight shot from this filing cabinet along that table for a long piece of whatever I need to drill. And then the grinder. I literally found, I don't know where it was found. It was found at junked. It was thrown in the trash. I powered it up. The bearings are fine. It ran. I have no idea why people throw stuff away. But there you go. That's my old one, the Delta 6-inch. Various clamps for pipe and metal work for future. I'm going to pause the video. My little compressor is in its cavity in between these two tables, out of the way. This fan is kind of out of the way. It gives me a kind of a broad area to bring groceries in so that my family doesn't complain. I do have a bottleneck here at the front door, and so I'm trying to figure it out. All these shelves in the background they're covered up by all of this material and tool cases and stuff. I'm in the process of organizing, and I'm also in the process of getting rid of stuff. So ideally, there won't be anything in front of these shelves. I started to experiment with hanging an airplane. This was my first attempt to, put up an airplane. You see over here, this mount, it's a TV mount. And the TV went out a year after I'd put it up. And I simply went up there and I removed it. And I bumped the airplane that was sitting there. And I have a big TV in my hand, so I don't know what fell. All I heard was a crash. And I was like, wow, that was heavy, whatever that was. Well, unfortunately, it was my prettiest airplane. This is my P-51, or sorry, my P-47. And here's its new tail. I think some of y'all have seen this before. So this is a to be repaired item. That means that this airplane is taking up space until I have the skill sets to repair it. So I'm looking at moving this one into the house on a hanger in my office. And remember I was saying I want to put some airplanes that are wrecked, and I want to put it in my rec room. That's the pun. I'll let that sink in. This bench is my primary workbench. All my servos. Let me just give you an overview. An airplane comes into this garage in an unknown condition or in a condition where it wrecked. And I have the time to strip it down. I do. And I simply organize these servos in a not tested, a brand new in the box, and tested and recovered and tested. So used servos. There's a box of landing gear, and then various RC car related items that I'm going to get rid of. That's what's on the bottom here. These will go and give me more room. So I'll show you in another video how I test a servo and the process and the methodology I use. I'm going to make it a separate video because I would like to post that to ARCA for newbies. And it just shows them what you do when you get an unknown servo. Talking a lot here, I know, I'm sorry. I wanted the video short. Let me pause it. Okay. This area is to house an airplane out of the way of the garage opening, the garage door opening. This area is 100% dedicated to glow motor repair. It's at the proper height to where I can stand and work on a motor without fatiguing my back from getting up and down. It's kind of ergonomically done. It has all my fuel tanks, all my fuel lines, all my necessary engine parts labeled inside the boxes. This is my little cooker, so I can clean that aluminum up. And I got gloves and everything here. And this one, this is cool. It's a crock pot. We all are familiar with them. But for just a few more dollars more, you can get a timer on it, integrated. And, oh, my goodness. I can set that timer now and walk away. I love that. This is an airplane hanger. This is an airplane hanger. This is for my current active airplane. Of all those airplanes I counted, guess how many are flying right now? As I was saying, this is my current spot for my airplanes that are in flying condition ready. What I have underneath, this is all messed up. But what I have underneath, I have all my wings in a different area. I just have them out of the way because I'm doing the shop. What I have is a placard for each airplane, and it's a log of what needs to be repaired when I come back from the field. This helps me to look at an airplane from another airplane and go, what was wrong with this one? I write. The placard says 100% verified. That means if that placard's up, that airplane I can take out the door and fly it. The placard, when you flip it over, is going to be what's wrong with it. And it's a log that I can cross off as I repair them. I flip the placard over. It's just mentally, as you know, when you have a lot of airplanes. All my field equipment that I take to the field every time I get in the car, my transmitter, my coins to operate the Coke machine at ARCA, some first aid stuff, my major tools, my build, that box in the background here from Plano is nothing but build materials, epoxy. Everything you need to build an airplane is in that box, and I can take. This box right here also goes in its dedicated spot, but I'm reallocating things. It's stuck out here for now. This is a cool box for housing specific hardware for a specific airplane. I do have multiple airplanes that are the same manufacturer, and Avistar, as you know, is my favorite trainer, and that's specifically the hardware for it organized. This one is various screws all organized. These are various fasteners specific for airplanes, horns, push rods, and that nature. These two right here are separated into hardware for building an airplane that I need to integrate into that Plano case that I just showed you. And it also is the material that's needed to specifically fasten an airplane together that may be in assembly. So I would go here to grab something that's in a container that's 100% to go, that's assembly related. Versus just singled out discrete components like washers. Over there in that corner, I also have some hardware that I'm going to pull out and reintegrate into this Plano box, and it'll be labeled as well. And remember, it's all because of portability. Here, look, this are just nothing but stainless steel set screws, you know. I think those are the standard size, and these are the metric size. I need to integrate those in there, and I might as well do it right now. Pause in the video. Final note, and then we'll end the video. These are various rectal wings, and new push rods are along this top. Now, this is a workbench that's completely cluttered because I'm cleaning my shop. But eventually, I would like this to be yet another discrete, dedicated workbench for some stage of the build. Since it's closest to an outlet, I'm thinking about making it covering related, where I can take an airplane that has gone through assembly, gone through electrical setup, and then finally moved over here for a dedicated covering. If I'm recovering or I'm repairing a recover, I'll have all the tools related to that, and its related boxes, such as the build box and stuff, and the covering that I have will all be under this table. And I'm working on it. I'm super proud of what I've done. It's taking longer than it should, but I've just had a really good shot at it last night, and it's overall, yes, it's cluttered, but man, I'm making progress, and that's what matters to me. All right, guys. Catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.